To the news at 10 on NTA News 24. We're live in Abuja. I am Dennis Adegundoye. The headlines. Unending quest for economic boom. President Bola Tinubu to embark on state visit to China. Nigeria receives 10,000 doses of Mpox vaccine from United States government. Federal government promises benefits of oil production to host communities. And First Lady Oluremi Tinubu advocates stiffer punishments for perpetrators of sexual abuse. Let's begin at the State House. President Bola Tinubu is to embark on a state visit to China in the first week of September. Presidential advisor on media and publicity Ajuri Nglale announced this at a press briefing at the State House. The presidential spokesman says President Tinubu, at a meeting with his Chinese counterpart Xi Jinping, is expected to sign a memorandum of understanding on various aspects of the economy. These include economy, agriculture, media enterprise development and promotion, as well as blue economic development. Nglale says the president is also scheduled to engage in meetings and activities that will have immediate and future benefits on the nation's economy and its people, particularly on information technology, financial services, oil and gas, aluminium production, satellite technology developments, as well as construction.
His Excellency, Mr. President, will conduct site visits to two major Chinese corporations, Huawei Technologies, as well as the China Rail and Construction Corporation, CRCC. This is with a view to achieve one of Mr. President's top agenda items, which is the completion of the Ibadan to Abuja segment of the Lagos to Kano high-speed rail line.
The president will also attend the 2024 Forum on Africa Cooperation, also scheduled for the first week of September. Micro, small, medium-scale businesses in the textile industry, as well as information and communication technology, have been boosted with the inauguration of a world-class fashion and ICT hub in Benue State. Vice President Kashim Shettima at the flag-off of the facility in Makurdi encouraged the state government to expand its capacity to create more jobs and improve economies. Elias Itiav reports that the Vice President was represented by the Deputy Chief of Staff to the President, Ibrahim Hadeja.
Earlier in January 2024, the Nigeria's Vice President, Senator Kashim Shettima, at the expanded National Micro, Small and Medium-Scale Enterprises Clinic in Makurdi, promised the establishment of a world-class fashion hub in the state, and 7 months later, the Vice President has kept to his words with the flag-off of the dual-purpose facility. Representative of the Vice President, Senator Ibrahim Hadeja, described the project as a landmark achievement and passion of the President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's administration to create jobs, industrialize the economy, and support ease of doing business through access to financing and creating competitive markets.
Listening to His Excellency's speech and his request for monogram sewing machines, I would like to borrow a commitment from my principal, the Vice President, to say that we will deploy monogram machines to this facility.
Governor Hyacinth earlier, who appreciated the federal government in promoting creativity, innovation and skills development, said his administration remains resolute in attracting growth and development in all sectors of the economy.
We are not only expanding the labor market, but also supporting the skills required.
Minister of Industry, Trade and Investment, Dr. Doris Anite, and Dr. Water Resources and Sanitation, Professor Joseph Usev, as well as the Commissioner for Industry, Trade and Investment in the state, Alumo Opin urged residents of the state and even beyond to take advantage of the hub to improve their livelihoods. The Fashion and ICT Hub, which is described as the largest in Nigeria, boasts of over 200 pieces of fashion designing machinery, 100 ICT devices, and a 100 kVA generator to ensure 24-hour power supply. The Vice President also inaugurated the rehabilitated complex of the Benue Printing and Publishing Company with the state-of-the-art facilities under the public-private partnership. In Makudi, Elias, ETF, NTA News.
And Chief of Staff to the President, Femi Gbajabiamila, says the federal government is fully committed to providing the necessary resources needed to ensure effective administration of the nation's extractive industry for more impact on the nation's economy. This was during a working visit to the Nigerian Extractive Industries Transparency Initiative (NATI) in Abuja. Benny Adams reports.
The visit is seen as a significant step in the federal government's ongoing efforts to bolster transparency and good governance in the extractive sector.
We are hopeful that moving forward, we'll collaborate, a lot closer, work more directly with you, and be able to address that particular challenge to the extent that we can address it.
The report ongoing now will be published September 24 this year to bring our report 2022-2023 all together. And we are covering all the solid minerals, oil and gas, and we're also tracing all those agencies that receive money directly from Federation account are covered by us, NDDC, TED Fund, PDTF, and so on.
For NATI, the goal is one: ensuring the revenues from Nigeria's oil, gas and mining sectors are properly accounted for and used for the benefit of all Nigerians. In Abuja, Benny Adams, NTA News.
In the meantime, the Presidential Enabling Business Environment Council, PEBEC, has scored ministries, departments and agencies high on the ease of doing business, with an appeal for more work to be done for the nation's economy to thrive. This was at the half-year report on ease of doing business in Abuja. Here again is Benny Adams.
The Nigerian Content Development Board ranked first, followed by Standards Organization of Nigeria and the Nigerian Agricultural Quarantine Agency, sits on the third spot with 74.8% score. Special Advisor to the President on Ease of Doing Business, Dr. Jumoke Oduole, says the PEBEC Secretariat has tracked and ranked the implementation and compliance of MDAs using the Business Facilitation Act 2022. She says from January to June 2024, PEBEC ranked the 40 priority MDAs in compliance to provision of services in an efficient, timely and customer-friendly manner.
And the economy just has to export, has to produce and export. So the PEBEC's mandate is to make sure we're more productive as an economy, we're more competitive as an economy. And we do this by removing bureaucratic and legislative bottlenecks. We work essentially on soft infrastructure, and we work on what businesses have told us are their pain points.
Oduole noted that there has been significant improvement in the overall rankings compared to last year, 2023, with 60% of MDAs now scoring above average. She emphasized the need for MDAs to do more for economic growth.
So we want every agency to pay attention, to notice the red, and to notice that Nigerians are noticing the red, and to turn it around. Let's make it green.
Appeals to businesses to report challenges for proper responses using a 72-hour deadline using their online platforms. In Abuja, Benny Adams, NTA News.
Minister of Information and National Orientation, Mohammed Idris, has called on the British Broadcasting Corporation, BBC, to further strengthen mechanisms to address the challenges of rapid spread of misinformation, disinformation and fake news that hinder progress and erode trust between government and the people. This was when the minister paid a working visit to the BBC headquarters in London. In a statement by his special advisor, The visit is part of a bridge building and cooperation effort between the ministry, foreign and local media houses. The minister met with the BBC's top management headed by John Rowe, Deputy Chief Executive Officer of BBC News and Director of the BBC World Service, where he canvassed the need to foster understanding as a key element in driving development. He also underscored the importance of the corporation to balance its reportage on Nigeria by highlighting the progress and successes of the country. The minister praised the BBC's expansion of operational reach in Nigeria by creating more language options in Hausa, Igbo, Yoruba and Pidgin, which help in the cascading of information, employment and training of more Nigerians. First Lady Oluremi Tinubu has called for the enforcement of stiffer laws and punishments to perpetrators of sexual abuse and other forms of gender-based violence in the country. She made the call at the first Gender and Social Norms Summit 2024, organised by the United Nations Population Fund in collaboration with the Renewed Hope Initiative. State House correspondent Adeni Taiwo reports that the summit again shone the spotlight on the menace of gender-based violence.
Whereas recent statistics suggest improvement in female genital mutilation and few other issues that affect women and the girl child, still, gender-based violence is an abiding reality, challenging the ability of women to enjoy their womanhood and contribute to national development. Social and gender norms, both described as unwritten rules and expectations that define acceptable standard within a group or roles within the family, have been identified as underlying factors by experts who are gathered at this summit, organized in partnership with Renewed Hope Initiative to build needed solidarity against the menace. Leading Nigeria's First Lady Oluremi Tinubu says while state-specific action plans are developed and allocation of adequate resources are promoted in government budget to support gender equality initiatives, law enforcement must be prioritized to stem violence against women.
Even our babies are violated. Do we allow this trend to continue, or do we look the other way? That is why I'm calling on the law enforcement agencies, the Inspector General of Police, the Attorney General of the Federation, the Chairman of the National Assembly, to appropriate and enforce stiffer laws and punishments for perpetrators of rape, sexual violence, and other forms of gender-based violence. No guilty party should be allowed to go free and start roaming the streets looking for the next victim.
The first point of call is, of course, to ensure that all our girls attend school.
We, the Ministry of Women Affairs, will move further to make sure there will be consequences if you commit such crime. We have our whistleblowers that will give us information in case they try it again.
The Federal Ministry of Youth Development has concluded plans to establish a new Department of Youth Wellbeing. This department will be dedicated to tackling issues such as gender-based violence, harmful social norms, and addressing and providing support for mental health to young people.
Getting the buy-in of the subnationals and traditional institutions is key.
We're working at the grassroots to support you in getting your programs done.
And as a token of their commitment to carry the torch in their respective states, wives of state governors joined the First Lady and a compact agreement on the resolutions of the summit from the banquet hall of the presidential villa. Adeni Taiwo, NTA News.
This is the news at 10 on NTA News 24. We'll take a short break. More reports in a moment. Stay with us. You're welcome back. The House of Representatives Committee on Solid Minerals is canvassing support for the proposal to allocate 10% of revenue from the mining sector for the development of host communities. This was during an oversight visit by members of the committee to mining sites in Kogi State, where they also advocated fair pricing of cement by manufacturers. National Assembly correspondent Mitairi Ikpen reports.
Lawmakers continue investigation into the arbitrary increase in cement price with this visit to Kogi State, where they are first received by the Deputy Governor.
Any company or an individual that wants to mine the mineral resources, the solid mineral we have in Kogi State, must come and reside with us in Kogi State.
There must be a new regime in environmental remediation so that these holes that have been dug can be covered and our people go back to farming because we're agrarian by nature.
Next port of call was the Dangote cement plant and mining sites at Obajana and Oyoiwa, where limestone, the critical resource for cement production, is being excavated in millions of metric tons.
The scale of mining going on here at this site in Oworo in Kogi State said to be about 40 feet deep. It's one of the reasons why the House Committee on Solid Minerals is concerned about the environmental impact on surrounding communities.
At an interactive session, the lawmakers insist on rational pricing of cement, considering that the raw materials are sourced locally.
We want the input ratio for production of 1 bag of cement.
If you are getting the raw materials, all the raw materials in Nigeria, I don't think anything justifies that high price of cement. You saw the size of the equipment. A man was looking like a dwarf compared to the tire of it.
All mining equipment consume diesel. We don't use electricity. From bulldozers to payloaders to dump trucks, they are consuming diesel.
We will probably mine over 20 trillion naira out of this budget. If like this is done in a community of this nature, that would take proof. We shouldn't be looking for microscope to look at, to see your impact in the community.
Give us empowerment, empower the youths. It's enough for them.
The committee emphasizes that it is not on a witch hunt, but seeks fair pricing of cement to promote affordable housing for Nigerians. From Obajana in Kogi State, Mitaire Ikpe, NTA News.
Let's focus on health-related matters now. The federal government has taken delivery of 10,000 doses of Jynneos vaccine donation from the United States government through the U.S. Agency for International Development to strengthen the national response to the current mpox outbreak. At the official handing over of the vaccine at the National Primary Healthcare Development Agency headquarters in Abuja, Coordinating Minister of Health and Social Welfare, Professor Mohammed Ali Patti, said the federal government remains resolute in improving the health of citizens. Olusheye Adeagbo has details.
Safety and security of frontline Nigerian workers and others engaged in preventing the spread.
A move to counter transmission of mpox in Nigeria, and in the message of the Coordinating Minister of Health and Social Welfare, the donation of the vaccine is timely. The United States pledged continued support to Nigeria as regards prevention of infectious diseases.
So on behalf of the Coordinating Minister of Health, the Federal Republic of Nigeria, I want to say thank you very much and most sincerely to the United States government for this wonderful donation that will help our Nigerian citizens and to help improve the population health outcomes.
Nigeria government has put together a vaccination plan. So there's a plan how to use these vaccines effectively, how to make sure we get the most effect out of this 10,000 vaccine donation. So that's very much why Nigeria was chosen to receive this first batch. We will continue to work with Nigeria.
While the Executive Director, National Primary Healthcare Development Agency, Dr. Mui Aino, speaks on reaching affected areas, especially most vulnerable population, with the vaccine. The country representative of the World Health Organization confirmed the authenticity of the vaccine.
We believe our frontline health workers are at particular risk. We are also going to prioritize states that have had the highest number of cases. Many of them are in the south, but of course we're going to have to work with the states to develop state-specific plans, to make sure that the vaccine is appropriately deployed.
The vaccine the Nigeria just received today is a safe vaccine. It has been used for smallpox, but it has shown some efficacy with the mpox, and we believe we should be informed by our science and not amplify misinformation.
The latest Mpox epidemiological summary from the Nigeria Center for Disease Control and Prevention, NCDC. Nigeria has no records of deaths from 40 confirmed cases. In Abuja, Olusheye Adiagbo, NTA News.
Meanwhile, the Minister of State for Health, Dr. Tunji Alausa, has inaugurated the National Task Force for Antimicrobial Resistance Stewardship in an effort to mitigate the growing threat of antimicrobial resistance, AMR, through a coordinated national strategy. Uche Ugochukwu reports that the team of health experts are to coordinate AMR strictly on humans.
6,500 deaths in Nigeria have been attributed to antimicrobial resistance, according to 2019 health survey. To stop further devastation on human health and enhance surveillance systems to monitor resistance patterns and promote public awareness about the responsible use of antibiotics, this National Task Force for Antimicrobial Resistance Stewardship is inaugurated to, among other things, spearhead national initiatives aimed at controlling the misuse and overuse of antibiotics and other antimicrobial agents.
This task force will support in several areas of our national antimicrobial research, surveillance, and antimicrobial stewardship. Activities will be developed around 3 thematic areas, which are as follows. Coordinate AMR surveillance and research activities in humans in our country.
I therefore charge the task members to bring expertise to bear and commit themselves to this important national assignment in line with the terms of reference as we seek to improve population health outcomes and build a resilient health system.
The team, which comprises healthcare professionals and international partners, is to address these challenges through coordinated action and strategic planning.
I hope that everybody will work with us, people in healthcare institutions, the public, other agencies, give us information that we need to move forward and put everything together in a way that everybody can access and understand what is going on.
We will continue to support AMR in implementing science and evidence-based interventions and innovations, scaling up the actions in Nigeria.
Antimicrobial resistance happens when microorganisms resist antimicrobial medicines that are meant to cure or limit their growth. Uche Ugochukwu, NTA News.
In other news, the Nigerian Tulip International College says it is aware of the rapid advancements artificial intelligence technology is bringing into education systems and is now equipping its workforce with necessary skills to meet up with the latest advancements in teaching and learning. Managing Director of NTIC, Feyzullah Bilgin, at the annual Teachers Training Workshop, added that the institution remains resolute in sustaining mutual responsibility for students' success in all facets of life. Olusheye Adiagbo reports.
It's few weeks to the resumption of the 2024-2025 academic session, and the Nigerian Tulip International College says its mandate remains sustaining its decades of legacy. To achieving its set targets is on course as NTIC brings its group of educators from its branches nationwide, primarily to equip them with modern techniques of imparting knowledge when the new academic session commences.
As NTIC, which has a legacy of 26 years, so we have always looking for the best and excellence. Of course, we would like to introduce new things to our programs, so to enrich our educational quality that students are going to be enjoying in our classes, like introducing digital education to our program, to our educational program, like coding, and then like Innovatic Center.
You can connect your class studio on your phone as well. Now, for example, I'm displaying there, and it's also connected to my phone.
The NTIC 2024 Teachers Training Workshop is themed Teaching Excellence in Digital Age, and Elder Yilmaz has been speaking on its benefits.
The world has transformed digitally,
so that every day new AI tools are coming up and new programs are coming up. So we want our teachers to use these new programs, new things in their classrooms to make the classrooms more interactive.
In separate extensive sessions for NTIC teachers in its secondary, nursery and primary schools, instructors from relevant fields seek to acquaint the participants with immeasurable benefits of artificial intelligence and how to make it unconditionally functional.
Training and retraining, they are very, very key in quality assurance, particularly the NTIC that is really brazen up for quality. Teaching is not static, it's flexible. So with time, you imbibe new ideas.
This has been our tradition for many years, and we hope that this year will not be different. Our teachers will gain more and do well with our students in the next academic session.
We'll be sharing educational documents, resource materials to ensure that our teachers go back to their various states to deliver what they know how to do best. And another year of NTIC winning for Nigeria in education.
With long list of academic achievements attained in last session to include the 2024 JAMB examination, where 60 of the NTIC students scored more than 300, a new record in the college history. The management is upbeat of better performance in future engagements. In Abuja, Olusheye Adiagbo, NTA News.
You're still on to the news at 10 on NTA News 24. We'll take another break. Stay with us.